So we return to the sea turtles. They are fascinating creatures who have lived in our oceans for about 110 million years. This one here is asleep. They have evolved in such a way that they can sleep underwater for 4 to 7 hours. Their heart can beat so slowly that it may take up to 9 minutes between each heartbeat, thus helping them conserve their much needed oxygen. After a long night, this green turtle is ready to forage. The adults are mostly herbivorous, and they have small serrations along the jaw to help them nip at the seagrass. The roots are left behind so it can grow back quicker. Around the Perhentian Islands, most of the turtles are green turtles. However, you can find the occasional hawksbill swimming among the coral reefs. While green turtles are usually solitary creatures, they occasionally gather in shallow waters abundant in seagrass or algae. Green turtles are some of the creatures responsible for the maintenance of the coral reef. They scrape off the algae that might obstruct the growth of the coral. These two females are both competing for the same patch of algae. Green turtles are usually not aggressive in nature. Instead of fighting for food, one of them just swims off to another patch. Instead of looking for food, she chooses to have a relaxing back scratch. They do not have hands like us, so instead they use the reef. And when you scratch one side, you just have to scratch the other. Contrary to popular belief, a sea turtle can feel through their rigid shell. In between the keratin layer on top and the rigid bone structure below, they have a layer of nerves. Eventually, the sun will set, and for some of the green turtles, they have a difficult task ahead of them. Around the age of 30, a green turtle reaches sexual maturity, and they can find their way back to the area which they hatched from. Around the Perhentian Islands, only adult female turtles come to shore, and that is usually to lay their eggs. They are willing to spend hours to look for the right location to make their nest. The features that help them move fluidly underwater make it very difficult for them to move on land. The mother turtles usually prefer to come up under cover of darkness. They have been known to abandon a nest they were halfway making, even after spending up to an hour digging it. There are many reasons for this. The sand may be too soft, or there may be debris like rocks and dead coral pieces blocking her from digging any further. She will continue searching, and the whole process starts again. Currently, she is digging a pit to lower her body into the sand. Once her body is sufficiently lowered, she will begin digging the chamber in which she will lay her eggs. While her front flippers are long and slender, her rear flippers are short and wide. The rear flippers are surprisingly dexterous, and this will allow her to scoop the sand out and toss it to the side. She will usually spend about 20 minutes digging her chamber. After the chamber reaches the approximate size of a basketball, she will begin laying her eggs. She will lay an average of 80 to 120 eggs in about 15 minutes. Female turtles usually nest throughout the night. After laying her eggs, she will spend an hour on average to cover her nest. However, some of them stay so long that the sun rises before they are done. Even without the safety of the dark, a mother turtle will not abandon her eggs to leave it to predators like the monitor lizards that roam the island. She uses all of her flippers to cover the nest. The more sand she tosses over the eggs, the harder it is for the predators to find its scent, therefore keeping it safe for the 2-month period that the eggs take to incubate. Once she is satisfied with her work, she will finally head back to the ocean. Nesting is a very energy-intensive and time-consuming process. By the time the nesting season is over, the average green turtle will have produced about 3 to 5 different nests. After that, they take a very well-deserved break. It will be another 2 to 4 years before she comes back to this familiar shore and repeats the whole process again. In 2 months' time, the eggs she laid would hatch, and they will have to venture out beyond the bay into the dangerous waters of the ocean.